That is Umoja Sounds featuring Mutoria with Zimeni Show, and that is the Lovers Rock version, and it's exactly 10 minutes past 10 a.m. I hope your Friday is coming along very well, nice and easy. Let me know about it on 0716-250-933. My name is Atieno, your host every single day from 8 a.m. up until 12 noon right here in the a.m. with Atieno. And today on Let's Talk About It, we have Teslah in the building, and I mentioned just a few things about her, and allow me to do that again. She first gained a prominence after winning the Talanta Mtaani talent show in 2018, and her music is basically inspired by soulful R&B classics like Toni Braxton and also 2000s dancehall. And she describes her sound or her style as Afro R&B with diverse melodies from various genres. Currently, at the moment, she's signed under Black Market Records, which has given her creative freedom as an independent artist. Aside from that, she has collaborated with artists like The Exit Band, Brandy Maina, Chan Chan, and also has been recognized for her really, really good voice and ability to fuse genres like Amapiano, Gengetone, and Afro R&B. And she was also a judge on the Talanta Mtaani, the show that basically launched her career. And she has worked with different brands like Antonio Soul, Alasi, and Agi the Dance Wheel. Basically, her long-time goal is to sing without limits, viewing music as a lifestyle rather than work. And Teslah aims to expand her reach globally through collabs and authentic sound. And this is who we have today in the studio. So good morning.
Good morning.
Uko fiti?
Uko poa.
Uko salama? Life is taking you properly?
Yeah, I can't complain.
So on your intro slightly,
yeah.
Your breakthrough came sometime in 2018 with Talanta Mtaani, where you not only won, but you later became a judge.
Yeah.
How was that experience basically shaped your approach to music? And what advice would you give young artists competing in talent shows today?
Okay, shaping my music, it gave me the confidence, because it was a very good platform, a very big platform at a young age. So confidence nilipata. Then introducing me to the music business also opened my eyes.
Okay.
Because nilianza your talent show before starting to record in the studio.
Yeah.
So for anyone who is competing in any talent show, if you're aspiring to be a musician, as I am right now, just patience with your craft, and every day make sure you learn something new about your talent and your skill.
Okay. Now, when we come back, we'll talk about your EP, Sensual Dives, which basically dives into modern love from situationships to also why not stand. So I would love to know what basically inspired you to explore these themes, and how do you balance being very, very much vulnerable with creating relatable music for your fans. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to Aslam Tizi with Siyawezi, then Wakadinali with Hizi Stance. Enjoy. It's exactly 21 minutes past 10 in the a.m. And today on Let's Talk About It, once again, we have Teslah in the building. And my name is Atieno, your host every single day from 8 a.m. up until 12 noon. Now, a while back, we have spoken about her breakthrough with Talanta Mtaani that came sometime back in 2018, where she not only won, but she also became a judge. And I just wanted to know how that experience shaped her approach to music, and what advice would she give to young artists competing in talent shows. Now, right about now, we want to talk about her EP, Sensual, which basically, once again, in a donjo into modern love, why not stand, situationship. So I would love to know what inspired you to explore these themes. Are they something that probably you have experienced, or somebody close to you has experienced, or it's something that you sit down and just imagine it the same way you used to do compositions in school? And how do you balance being so vulnerable, if at all it's something that you've experienced, with creating relatable music for your fans? Because I'm pretty sure 90% of the people that listen to you have ever experienced love, situationships, and why not stands.
Yeah, I think it's a cocktail of a lot of things: life experiences, the talent, the skill, and what inspired me to be in the love of the theme of love is that's the only way I knew how to express vulnerability when I was young. So like even in music, when I used to do music, a lot of it was about love, how I would love someone, how I would love someone to love me. So you really develop into now this kind of the kind of music I do right now. So I think the vulnerability part made it now at your love kind of theme.
Okay. Speaking about Wine and Stands, you've done collaborations. Once again, that's a song
Yeah.
with King Kaka,
Yeah.
and you had Juicy with Shekinah.
Yeah.
That basically shows how versatile you are when it comes to your music.
Yeah.
So I would love to know, how do you choose your collaborators, and what was it like working with such different artists on this project?
I think I am very diverse as an artist, which is kitambo nikianza mziki nilikuwa naulizwa what is your theme, like when genre yako ni gani, and I never used to know because I'm not specific with sound.
Okay.
Because I can sing any melodies on any beat. So I was so melodic tangu kitambo. So I'm very diverse. These collaborations I don't exactly choose. Inalingananga na vibe. Tukipata na msanii asema nataka collabo, when we vibe, we get into the studio.
Yeah.
I'm never closed-minded about which genre this artist is doing. I'm open-minded to like just doing music in general.
Okay. Now, when we come back, you're still going to talk about your songs, and you've embraced Amapiano in certain tunes like Turn Me On with Chan Chan, which bringing a South African sound basically to Kenya. And I'd love to know in the next few minutes after Skeleu by Spoiler 43, what draws you to this genre, and how do you see it influencing the future of Kenyan music and entertainment? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Spoiler 43, I'm a Spoiler 43 with Skeleu. Enjoy. And coming right up is Brida LW featuring Zoro Sufuri with Apewe, and it's exactly 27 minutes past the top of the hour, and we have Teslah in the studio with us, and she's an artist. She has done a lot of collabs with artists like King Kaka, Shekinah with Juicy, One Night Stand once again with King Kaka, Turn Me On with Chan Chan, which we are talking about today. She basically brought the Amapiano South African sound and vibe to Kenya, the 254. So I'd love to know, what draws you to this genre of music, and how do you see it influencing the future of Kenyan music?
Amapiano was more like a test for me in the music, because your time ndio Amapiano ilikuwa ina hit kabisa.
Okay.
So I tested it and it worked, because I did my first Amapiano with Brandy Minor. So the fusion was so amazing, but I can't really put myself in a box about Amapiano songs because I don't do that a lot. Yeah, but it was a very good space to get into.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, you have spoken positively about Black Market Record support in handling logistics and allowing you to focus on your music. So being signed to Black Market Records has given you creative freedom and also, once again, logical support. So how has this partnership influenced your growth as an independent artist? And basically, what challenges do you still face in the industry and signed under a particular record?
I think signed under Black Market, I can only talk for Black Market because I'm there. You have to know how to market yourself as an artist. Mostly the label handles investment. But in terms of marketing, I think for every artist who has gone through Black Market, it is from ground up. So lazima you have to know your rails. So in terms of investment, they do give us a freedom. If you have good craft, they give us the resources as well. And the team that we work with is also knows their part in the music scene.
Okay.
So I think it's all in all comes in hand with tunapatana katikati. Yes.
Now, when we come back after listening to your song, and this is actually one of the songs, I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm not Kikuyu. Thank you. It's a song I first heard here, and it has been on my Spotify playlist for a while.
Wow, that's
and I
nice.
I know for sure there's a time where I posted on my Insta story and I said it's been on repeat, but I don't know what it means. I think Niningoje.
Yes.
Right?
Usikawie.
Something on the sort. Yeah, people responded to it really, really nicely. So let's listen to it. And when we come back, you mentioned that you want to reach international audiences through collaborating and also adding English to your songs.
Yeah.
Now, I'd love to know if there are any specific global artists you dream of working with, and basically how you plan to put the Kenyan Afro R&B on the world stage. Coming right up is Usikawie in Kikuyu, because I can't pronounce it, by Teslah featuring Wanjine. Enjoy. The song that played, the first one was Usikawie in Kikuyu by Teslah and Wanjine Ndugai Kare in it. And the next one was a Teslah with the Situationships, and coming right up is still Malosh and Teslah with the Stay With Me. But before we wind up today's topic, we were talking about you wanting to reach international audiences through collaborating and adding English to your songs. If I'm going to be quite honest, I feel like that is so, for lack of a better word, wrong for Kenyan artists to embrace English. I just find it pretty much foul. It's because we still tend to, it's like we are living in modern day slavery. You want to appease to the European audience.
I see.
Yeah, just stick to singing in Kikuyu.
I think, Niju, why we say that is because when you get into the music business, in terms of getting the bag, yes, singing it in Swahili makes sense a lot. When I say international, I don't mean like leave out the Swahili. That is what we are bringing it out there sasa.
Okay.
Lakini sasa tunaambiagwa, make it sound like kila mtu anaweza nunua mziki yako, not just Kenya peke yake. Make it like kila mtu anaweza nunua wimbo yako.
When you say kila mtu, you mean?
Like, it can be played in, tuseme, like I write a Kiswahili house music, right? Alafu kuna jina moja ya English hapo. That is Western music, but hiyo jina moja ya English ina diversify to reach to everyone.
But to juggle your brain as an artist, we have South African artists. They literally sing
in their
own language, and it's still international. We have like the likes of Kina Uncle Waffles. Aside from that, tukienda Lagos, Nigeria, Davido is an international artist. Na kuna ngoma ataimba na taimba in Yoruba or Igbo. Same to Wizkid, same to Burna Boy. Why is it that when it comes to Kenya, you guys want to like be very much lenient and appease the European side? I usually even tell people like Costa and Okilo Max, please, for the love of God, do not lose your tune, so that you can appease to the white people.
Yeah, keep it home.
Yeah. We learn their language. Why can't they learn ours?
I agree. I think I emulate more of what we are seeing as examples, talking about BN, because BN has been able to mix, given us Kenyan sound, but please still penetrate internationally. So in that mindset, that's why I keep my music. Okay. Because he's a person like we emulate most artists, I guess.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. So are there any global artists you dream of working with?
Dream of, yes. I think so far nimefanya na Ugandan artists, Tanzanian artists, but outside East Africa I would love to reach to like the Marvin Records team. South Africa pia naweza penda it's like I don't confine myself. Okay. No wonder I'm very diverse in terms of like nikienda anywhere in the world, I can be able to produce sound that is relatable to us
and to everyone.
Them. Yes.
Okay, I hear you. Now, when you come back after listening to your collab with Malosh, that is Stay With Me, I would love to know that your music often carries a vibe of authenticity and full of different vibrations. Yeah. So how do you as Teslah stay true to your unique sound while keeping up with the fast changing trends in the Kenyan music, like urban tone versus genge tone?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that in the next few minutes after Stay With Me by Malosh and Teslah, then On Me by Teslah, then Kuzitoka by The Lucci, Unspoken Salaton, Muluya Flani, and Teslah again. And it's exactly 22 minutes to the 11th hour, so keep it Baze Radio. Watu wangu wa Senali, season ni yenyu, si yenyu. Na itawahi kuwa yenyu, so endeleni kuwari. Anyway, it's exactly 11 minutes to the 11th hour, and in the studio with me is Teslah, and she is a Kenyan singer and a songwriter who's trying so much to break through into the international world by collaborating with the different artists. Now, aside from that, we were talking about that your music often carries a vibe of authenticity and also full vibrations, like Smokey Pasua featuring Ben Soul. And so I would love to know, before we talk about this song, how do you stay true to your unique sound while keeping up with the fast changing trends in the Kenyan music scene, like urban tone and also genge tone?
I think you have to have a mix of you can't be 100% write your full, like lazima ukuwe relatable na wase. So I put a little bit of my story with what is going on around, because it's relatable. Like Kenya mi napitia ndo Kenya mse hapo nje anapitia.
Yeah, true.
So relatability is very simple. I think how you just place your words na pia usifanye personal sana, because when you do it personal sana haikuangi relatable hivyo kabisa na wase. So I think you kupatana tu katikati.
So relatability comes also in your recent tune featuring Ben Soul, it's Smokey Pasua. Is this after KFC went ahead and advised us to buy KFC Smokey Pasua in their place because it's more hygienic? And by the to hell with that statement, like to hell with that statement, honestly.
Smokey Pasua was recorded in 2023.
Okay.
And I released it before the scandal. So it was so coincidental. I was like, oh, okay. Makes sense, right timing. Yeah. And then, I don't know, sijui kuna ngoma kama One Night Stand ili rekodiwa 2020. These songs that like unaekanga to the perfect timing. You don't know actually. It's like it's a song ya lifetime inaweza relate sai na pia 10 years later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Now, when you come back, I would love to know, after Smokey Pasua featuring Ben Soul and Tesla, then One Night Stand. Like, as a female artist, you're in a very, 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 I'd say, male-dominated industry and very competitive.
Yeah.
So I'd love to know what has been your experience breaking barriers, and how do you hope to inspire other women out there who also want to do music, just like Tesla. But let's listen to Smokey Pasua by Tesla featuring Ben Soul, then Why Not Stand by Tesla herself once again, and it's exactly 8 minutes to 11 a.m. So keep it Baze Radio. That was Jua Kali and Enika with the Ni Mbie. And if unasikiza hii ngoma sahi and you're a millennial and you have no child, Bill, and you're not married, Bill, hey, what are you doing? Upapo unasikiza hapa ndio njue nini na watu wa enzi washapata watu wawili watatu wadi wameachana. Anyway, it's exactly 10 minutes past 11 a.m. Only 1 minute to 11, where you guys can go ahead and make a wish to the universe or to any supernatural being that you guys believe in. And coming right up is Rumba ya Saru by Saru featuring Charisma, then Kuzitoka by The Luchi, Muluya Flani, Tesla, and also Unspoken Salatone. And we were talking about, before we went into that short musical break, that you're a female artist in a very, 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 very male-dominated space, and also a very competitive industry. So what has been your experience breaking barriers, and how do you hope to inspire other women that also want to get into the Kenyan music scene?
Yeah, right. When I started music, it was a competition. So I was ready for competition. I think throughout my music career. Also, when I got signed, I was the only female artist signed among other guys, reggaeton guys. So I think being resilient and having just the discipline to go to work every day has been like, even the people I surround myself with, wako hivyo. Because now I'm the only female there. And siwezi lala ati, so I think imekuwa na mimi throughout my career, and it's something that I've adapted to.
Any advice to any woman out there who wants to join the Kenyan music scene?
Please be resilient, because they expect you to just look pretty and sing some vocals, but you have to know your business. In terms of sign your contracts, read them, know how to respect yourself and your boundaries with, male artists nini, because it happens with producers nini, and just stand with your word. Ukisema hivi ndo kunaenda, just be resilient, because huku ukianza kukua woye don't work.
Now we are going to talk about one of your tracks, Down For You, which basically tells a story of love and betrayal. And I'd love for you to share the personal or creative spark behind the song, and how do you get to channel such emotions into your music. But before that, let's listen to Saru and Charisma with the Rumba ya Saru, then Kuzitoka by The Luchi, Unspoken Salatone, Tesla, and Muluya Flani. That was The Luchi, Unspoken Salatone, Muluya Flani, and Tesla with Kuzitoka. And coming right up is one of my favorite songs in the 254. I am talking about Lil Maina featuring Scam Cardinali with My G Kwenye Klabu, then Wewe Ni Mungu by Daddy Owen featuring Regan Sarkozy. And it's exactly 20 minutes past 11 a.m. And today we are joined in the studio by a Kenyan female singer and songwriter signed under Black Market Records. And we have spoken about her being a female artist in a very competitive industry a while back. And right now I would love to know, on your track, Down For You, you tell a story about love and betrayal. And this goes back to my first question. Like, can you share the personal or creative spark behind the songs? And how do you channel such emotions into your music? Do you think about that person you were down for, you loved them to death, and they ended up betraying you, then you're like atakipata with this song, or what?
It's more of like, I put myself in that situation even though I'm not in there. I experienced it yet. Because I'm a lover girl, it's very easy for me to imagine how bad it can get when I feel betrayed. So imagination was very easy with that song. Alafu, I think it was in the beginning of my career when I was writing songs with my guitar. So it came so naturally. Oh, that's quite interesting. So you're the person who, number one, it's either you talk about your experiences, but not too much, because if you get too personal, people are not going to relate with you. Because masuri zifananange. Everybody has been heartbroken, but not the way you have been heartbroken. Exactly.
And as well, you get experiences from other people and also imagination. Oh, that is really, 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 really interesting.
Ingine ni movie, by the way.
Oh, unaonanga movie alafu
movie nasema, let me write about that. That's a good storyline.
Walai, sa movie gani umetumia kwa ngoma?
Hakuna yenye nime-release yet, but I have songs that I've written down inspired by movies.
Like which one?
I think Dogai Kare part of it, because nili-imagine, sasa ningeitwa Netflix na nataka kuandika ngoma ya like this love story nini ya ushago, how would I write it? So that's where I came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when we come back, I want us to divert kidogo from your music world, and we speak about you being a judge on Talanta Mtaani. And I'd love to know, what qualities do you look for in an upcoming artist, and how do you balance giving constructive feedback with encouraging their confidence as well? But before that, ladies and gentlemen, Lil Maina, Scam Cardinali, Maiji kwenye klabu. Enjoy. That was Wewe ni Mungu by Daddy Owen featuring Regan Sarkozy. And in the studio with me as we wind up today's interview in the next few minutes is Teslah. And aside from her being a singer and a songwriter, she's also been a judge on Talanta Mtaani. And I'd love to know, what qualities do you look for in an upcoming artist, and how do you balance giving constructive feedback with basically encouraging their confidence as well? Ju, sijui kwa na TPF.
Yeah, I did.
We had a very, very harsh judge, Judge Ian. Yeah. Oh my God, Nangangalito, you can't, but Nangangalito angeza kuimba. Nangangalito and Hemedi, they couldn't sing. And just pretty privilege. You cannot sing, you can never make it. You'll always be a failure. So how do you balance giving constructive feedback with basically encouraging their confidence as well?
I think at that time it came with how young I was. So singekuwa na kiburi ile yote ya nini ati unafaa kufanya hivi vile. But there was a tough judge. Alikuwa anaitwa Judge Lisa. So she was a tough one, and then I was like neutralizing, because now nilikuwa age group ya watu walikuwa nakuja ku audition. So through that experience pia ilinifanya ni grow into being a critic, a very good critic. You can give a critic without being harsh about it, and people really accepted my judgment. Now ukienda kupursue, it comes out like wanakuja wakiwa better. So I trusted my process through that, and from there, I think mtu akiniuliza kuhusu anything kuhusu music, I'm very confident to give my opinion.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And speaking about music, you've worked with different producers like Vic West, who's basically known for pushing boundaries, especially in the Kenyan music scene. Yeah. So how do you collaborate with producers who, number one, shape your sound? And also, what's the most memorable studio moment you've had with one producer in the studio?
Let me start with the memorable one. When I was starting music, nilikuwa naingia to different studios trying to find my sound and everything, and I was lucky enough to enter, ilikuwa inaitwa Sub-Sahara at that time. I don't think it's open right now. Yulopa was the one who was the main producer at that studio. He was so inspiring kwa sababu mimi nikiwa mtoto, when I was like in my primary nini, Yulopa was the leading producer. And then now Yulopa inspired my producer who passed, Byron. He ended up producer X-Ray nini, he passed. So through that, I think I've been able to be in rooms where producers, they are good producers, and then the chemistry is like hakuna mvurutano. And it's easy for me to work with people because I'm very flexible in terms of like diversity, sound nini, I want to learn more. Yeah,
that's quite interesting. Now, when we come back and as we wind up on today's interview, social media plays a very huge role in connecting with different fans. So I'd love to know, how do you use platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to basically share your journey, and what's the most meaningful interaction you've ever had with a fan online?
Okay.
But before that, let's listen to Teslah once again, featuring Iyani and Unspoken Salaton with the Tujibambe, then Mali Safi by Nadia Mukami, Prince Inda, and Okelo. Nadia Mukami, Prince Inda, and Okelo Max with the Mali Safi. And coming right up is Issa with the lyrical tongue twister. Then Feda Gitu and DJ Prod Luigi with Repeat. And this is on her latest EP, Nedra Fenergy, with only 3 songs. And this is the only song I like. And that's why I put it on repeat every single time. Aside from that, to wind up today's show will be Teslah with Situationships. And as we wind up, I'd love to know, hii mwaka hii yenye na 2025, what do you have in store for yourself as Teslah?
Definitely higher strides in terms of in the mainstream industry, na pia kutoka nje pia. Collaborations is a must, but also more singles from me, because people need to know my sound without interfusing with every person. Artist. So yeah, I think more music. Squeezing as it were back to back, like after 2-3 weeks we have a new song. So it's so far so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where can we get your music from, and also your social media handles as well?
Okay, this is to my fans. Otherwise, ukoaje? Mimi niko poa. My name is Teslah, for those who do not know me. Teslah with a H on all digital platforms, TikTok, YouTube, all of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and also we can get your songs on Spotify, YouTube.
Zote at Tesla, yes.
You name it.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming, Tesla, and please do be rest assured mundi mwangalie ngoma zake pale Spotify. Unaweza check Situationships, Smokey Pasua. You can check the one she did with Chan Chan. You can also check the other one that I can't pronounce, Dugu Gaikare. Exactly. Namaanisha usikawie in Kikuyu. And with that being said, the lyrical tongue twister Isa, then Repeat by Fena Gitu and DJ Prod Luigi, then Tesla with Situationships, and it's exactly 9-10 minutes to 12 noon, so keep it Baze Radio.
This is Baze Radio.
We are 254 to the core.